Channel3000.com Alert Center. This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday noontime. We start with breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. President Trump's staunch ally Roger Stone has been sentenced to 3 years and 4 months in federal prison. He was convicted of witness tampering and lying to Congress. President Trump's defense of Stone led to a mini revolt inside the Justice Department when he called the initial 7-year prison recommendation a miscarriage of justice, leading Attorney General William Barr to back off the recommendation. 4 prosecutors then quit Stone's case. Next, we're looking forward to a warmer weekend on tap. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warm forecast. Hi, Chris.
Good afternoon, Mark. We're already seeing those temperatures start to warm up under the sunshine out there. Yes, it is still a little chilly. Wind chills are down around 3 below 0, 9 below 0 as you work your way to your, actually that's just 9 as you work your way over towards La Crosse. But temperatures as a whole are getting better for us. We're now at 10 degrees in Madison, Milwaukee coming in at 18, 20 showing up across parts of northern Illinois. And while these temperatures are still a little bit cooler than where they were yesterday, pay attention to northern Minnesota, parts of the Dakotas. That's where we see a lot of these temperatures that were warmer than 24 hours ago. Tomorrow we will be singing that tune, and we will especially be singing that into the weekend. We are talking a major weekend warm-up, Mark, that'll be coming up just a little bit later in the show.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Chris. New at noon, the Department of Justice says a school superintendent in Eau Claire County was indicted this month on child sex trafficking and production of child pornography charges. The federal indictment against Altoona School Superintendent Daniel Peggs was unsealed today. It alleges the incidents happened from October 2015 through May of 2016. According to a federal attorney, the child involved was not from the Altoona School District. If convicted, Peggs faces a mandatory minimum penalty of 10 years and a maximum of life in federal prison. The school board is meeting this afternoon to discuss the next steps. Also new at noon, just minutes ago, a proposed $250 million tax cut bill passed the Wisconsin Assembly 65-34. 2 Democrats sided with Republicans. Earlier today, the Senate voted along party lines to pass the Republican-authored bill. It now goes to Governor Tony Evers' desk. He's been pushing lawmakers to spend $250 million on schools, with about $100 million of that being divided between special education, sparsity aid for rural schools, and mental health programming. Republicans refused to take up his proposal. A proposal that began as a bipartisan effort to prevent future delays in the testing of sexual assault evidence kits now looks to be dead. Advocates for sexual assault survivors, members of law enforcement, and others worked for years on this bill. But once Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul took office last year, some Republicans backed away from the bill that had already passed in the Senate. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald says it looks like no bill will pass this year. The Foundation for Black Women's Wellness is announcing new investments in its efforts to improve birth outcomes for black mothers in Dane County. The Saving Our Babies report found that babies born to African-American mothers are 2 times more likely than white infants to be born with low birth weights. To help improve those outcomes, the Dane County Health Council is announcing a partnership with Epic to identify social needs during prenatal appointments and link families quickly with agencies that help with housing, employment, and child care assistance.
We believe that this care coordination model is a great way that health systems and community together can reduce the costs associated with health, poor health outcomes, the costs over time of unhealthy babies, of mothers disconnected from systems.
There will also be investments made in the training of African-American doulas, which assist mothers before, during, and after pregnancy. Plus, there's a new Black Maternal and Child Health Alliance being formed to improve reproductive, maternal, and newborn health for African-Americans in Dane County. Well, in the most fiery debate of the election season so far, Democratic presidential hopefuls focused their attacks on Mike Bloomberg. It was the former New York City mayor's first time on the debate stage in about a decade and his first formal introduction to voters in the race for the White House. Natalie Brand is in Washington with a look at how the candidates piled up and the reaction today.
Former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg was in the spotlight and under fire from fellow candidates eager to attack their latest competitor who's been rising in the polls.
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
Senator Elizabeth Warren, positioned next to Bloomberg, was his toughest critic.
We have a very few non-disclosure agreements.
How many is that?
Let me finish.
How many is that?
None.
But all candidates on stage had their sights set on the former mayor and brought anticipated attacks on his stop and frisk policy.
Mr. Bloomberg had policies in New York City of stop and frisk, which went after African American and Latino people in an outrageous way.
The policy was abhorrent, and it was, in fact, a violation of every right people have.
Bloomberg, who has apologized for the failed policy, said he was embarrassed by stop and frisk and attempted to push the conversation to defeating the current president.
I can't think of ways that would make it easier for Donald Trump to get reelected than listening to this conversation.
President Trump tweeted his reaction to the debate, calling Bloomberg's performance perhaps the worst in debate history, and adding, if this doesn't knock him out of the race, nothing will. Campaign watchers also gave Bloomberg lackluster reviews.
He literally felt like a visitor on the stage last night. He didn't feel like he was a part of the party.
Despite the criticism, Bloomberg picked up new congressional endorsements after the debate. Elizabeth Warren, who had the most speaking time and most jabs at her competitors, is touting a spike in fundraising. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And Bloomberg isn't on the ballot in Nevada's caucuses on Saturday, but he will be back on the debate stage during Tuesday's debate in South Carolina, co-hosted by CBS News. A group monitoring a legal settlement over the Milwaukee Police Department stop and frisk practices reports officers failed to document a justification in 80% of these incidents in the first half of 2019. They found many of the officers' narratives lacked details necessary to establish reasonable suspicion that people being frisked were armed or dangerous. This research is part of a $3.4 million settlement with the American Civil Liberties Union of Wisconsin, directing the department to overhaul its stop and frisk policy. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
With prices at the market so low, we knew we needed to take advantage of nature's goodness. Boy, are these ever good.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. At McGann's, our #1 priority is treating our customers right. We want your shopping experience to be fun and informative, so you have all the information you need to make smart choices. We're shoppers too, and we believe in treating our guests like family. We always have and always will. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be so glad you did.
Shop the final days of Grand Appliance and TV's President's Day sale. Save with extended sale pricing and an extra 5% rebate available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Get unbeatable deals like this Samsung 4-piece kitchen with counter depth fridge and convection range for just $23.28. Appliance deals no one can beat. Exclusively at Grand Appliance and TV. Shop grandappliance.com or the store nearest you to save. You make it home, we make it grand.
Ish Monroe, Mark Zona, Pete Maynard, Tommy Kimo, and other fishing experts will be speaking at the Wisconsin Fishing Expo, February 28th through March 1st at the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center. Same great show with a hot new look, now with even more booths. New Kids Fishing Bingo for the first 500 kids per day. Over 300 booths. Hundreds of boats priced to sell. More gear and tackle than ever. Go to WIFishingExpo.com for details. Kids 12 and under free.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. And now with 25% off, it's time to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Go in the snow plus MPG, your Subaru Ascent from Don Miller. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 27 MPG highway, the Ascent will get you through in great shape. It's the roomiest Subaru ever. The Ascent has third-row seating and space for 7 or 8 passengers. The 2020 Ascent Premium. Lease from only $319 a month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due on signing. No security deposit. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. From kids to pets and parties, we'll lay the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 75 years. During our 75th anniversary event, standard carpet installation is just $75. Carpet 1 room, 3 rooms, even your whole house, and installation is only $75. Coyle Carpet 1 Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
If you've walked through the produce aisle lately, then you've probably noticed that many of our root vegetables are at rock bottom prices. You know, like potatoes, carrots, rutabagas, parsnips. The reason is they're so abundant right now, which drives down the price. So what do you say we take advantage of them by cooking them up a whole new way? We start off by cutting a few potatoes, carrots, red onions, parsnips. They're the ones that look like blonde carrots, and rutabagas into 2-inch chunks. And if you're not familiar with rutabaga, they're the ones that are about the size of a softball and have a purplish blush to them. Now, we toss them with some olive oil that we season with a bit of garlic powder, salt, pepper, and a sprig of fresh chopped rosemary, and we roast them off. You see, rosemary is the herb that looks like a pine tree. If you see it at the market, pick it up. Otherwise, dried is fine. Do these look good or what? The reason I like to roast them is that it brings out their natural sugars. The step-by-step recipe for our roasted root vegetables is online now, so you can take advantage of their abundance and low prices. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Kelly, you want to try these? Where today we found a basic yet outrageous way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. I like me some carrots.
All right, Howard, thank you. Next at noon, high temperatures today are not expected to get out of the teens here in Madison, but this weekend we could reach the 40s. Chris has all the details in your first WARN forecast coming up.
Improve the air quality in your home with a new bath fan from Menards. Delta Breeze bath fans combine energy efficiency with an ultra-quiet performance. This slim profile fan has a compact design great for rooms up to 70 square feet. Right now, it's just $44.99. This Stiebel Eltron electric tankless water heater saves energy by providing a reliable source of hot water as you need it. Right now, it's on sale for just $649.99. Find amazing deals right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is ending soon. Last chance to save 35 to 75% store-wide, plus an extra $100 off. Get incredible bonus buys like this reclining sofa, $399, sectional, $799. Plus, get an extra 10% off all Legacy Kids collections. All this, plus 60 months special financing. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses for every budget. Hurry in. Steinhaffel's President's Day sale ends Saturday.
My whole career has been doing personal injury cases, so this is what I know. Even though we're a small firm, we have all of the resources, both in terms of manpower, people, and financial resources to get the job done. And that makes a difference. So between the experience that we've had doing these kinds of cases and then the resources that we have available to us, you get it all. That's why you need to call Bowler and Vaughn.
So my son says to me, Mom, did you switch your Medicare plan yet? And I say, yes, Robert. Dad and I signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan through Senior Preferred. And he says, Senior Preferred? And I say, yes, Senior Preferred. They give us access to the doctors we want and the drug benefits we need. And he says, that's nice. So how is Dad doing? And I say, your father is fine. My living room, on the other hand.
Senior Preferred. Medicare Advantage plans built for you.
Hi, everyone. A big warm-up is finally on the way starting Friday. Hattie will let us know just how warm it's going to get this weekend.
And if your kid has a toothache or is overdue for an appointment, we'll tell you how to find affordable dental care.
See you at 4:30.
114 over 70. Very good.
A nursing shortage has put a serious strain on the healthcare industry.
It becomes more and more challenging.
How it could impact the care you receive, and a look at local efforts to recruit and support nurses. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
We have some breaking news for you. The city of Monona says there's a water main break on Toniwatha Trail that's right between Wildhaven and Winnequa Parks. Officials say water will be shut off in the area while the main is replaced. All residents in the area will be notified. We'll continue to follow this story and have updates on channel3000.com. A big boost for big tech from the White House, and Nissan is trying out a new subscription service for people who always have the itch to try a new car. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
The Bulls and Bears were caught in a tug of war between coronavirus concerns versus optimism over news that China will cut tariffs on roughly $75 billion worth of U.S. goods. Intellectual property barriers might pose a problem for China as it attempts to patent a drug made to treat coronavirus. Scientists in Wuhan, the center of the outbreak, applied to patent a treatment drug made by Gilead Sciences, a U.S. company. The move could add conflict to intellectual property policy to help trigger the tariff war between the U.S. and China. Twitter is out with its quarterly report card. The microblogging site says profit totaled $119 million. Well, that was weaker than expected. Its active user count beat expectations. The company says active users rose to 152 million. Twitter says it has fought to reduce harmful tweets, noting a 27% decline in malicious tweet reports. And would you relocate for love? According to a report from online moving company Bellhops, 1 in 5 cite love as a reason for relocating. Bellhops also found that February and March were the months where more relationships end. To help ease that pain, the company is offering 20% off to those moving on using discount code newlysingle20. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thank you, Diane. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down almost 200 points. The NASDAQ off 110. The S&P 500 down 23. Let's check in now with Q106. I'm Dr. Pam Yankee in the radio barn. Not a good day on Wall Street so far.
Boy, not much happening positive over here either as far as commodities, Mark. One of my trade analysts this morning called it the snowstorm effect. You know, when there's a snowstorm coming, people tend to run to the store, buy everything, hunker down and store things. That's what the coronavirus continues to do and influence in the marketplace. I was talking this morning with Cody Koster from Rice Dairy down in Chicago. He said this week we had a global dairy trade auction that took place. We are seeing a normalization of prices from around the world. Our butter price came down about $1.80 U.S., $1.75 New Zealand. Cheese prices came down. The United States about $1.70. We are now under New Zealand, which is about $2.05 on average for their cheese. And then skim milk powder. That's something else they wanted to watch because New Zealand sent a lot of skim milk powder into China, thought the market would collapse. It came down, but not by as much as we thought. So dairy is really keeping an eye on the consumer patterns and what's happening in China as this coronavirus story continues to unfold. Speaking of stories, I like to bring you positive stories when it comes to Wisconsin agriculture. Big shout out and congratulations to some agriculture educators in our Channel 3 viewing area that picked up a Herb Cole Fellowship. 4 ag teachers out of the 100 teachers selected are going to take $6,000 for their school district and help continue to pursue their programs that range from food pantries to food plots. Congratulations to Michelle Howe, ag instructor in Lodi, and Christina Puntney from Baraboo. They're in our Channel 3 viewing area, along with David Friend, ag instructor in Kiel, and Derek Meyer, ag instructor in Amory, getting those fellowship awards. No change on barrel cheese today. 40-pound block cheese down a penny at $1.80, and AA butter down to $1.75.5. Those ag instructors are pretty amazing. And, you know, despite the sub-zero temperatures outside, I'll bet you money, Mark, there are greenhouses percolating out there with a spring attitude, if you know what I mean. We're going to get started one way or the other.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations to all those educators as well. Thank you, Pam. Here's Chris now with a look at your forecast. Kind of chilly.
Yeah, certainly chilly earlier on this morning. And the average last day for below zero day is February 17th. Now, I did check the calendar. It is February 20th, and we were below zero for those lows earlier this morning. But the point I want to make here is that Typically, a below zero day around this time of the year is about the last one for the year. So the days of going below zero are numbered. We were down at -8 in Madison this morning, 17 below in Lone Rock. Black River Falls dropped down to 31 below earlier this morning. But we've recovered. We're at 10 degrees now. Winds are out of the north and northwest at 9 miles per hour, though. So, folks, when it is chilly like this and you have a little bit of a breeze, yes, you have a wind chill that's down at 3 below zero. But warmer days are to come. The warm-up that we are seeing today will continue, or shall I say later on tonight, will continue into tomorrow. The weekend will be nice, but folks, we have to watch early next week. I'm going to explain to you why in just a moment. I want to start with temperatures right now and show you just how things are going to begin to warm up. 10 in Madison, 14 in Janesville, Monroe coming in at 14 as well. We put this into motion, and here we are by 4:30 this afternoon. We'll see those temperatures topping out right around, say, about 18 degrees or so. Some of us may make it towards a 20-degree mark, especially closer towards the state line. Now, 10:30 tonight, those temperatures begin to drop. Notice we're right around 2. But pay attention to the wind field. It's starting to come out of the south and west. This is a warming wind, folks. This is what's going to stick with us as we go through the overnight hours. So now we're at 7 o'clock in the morning, and already we're in double digits for temperatures. And then by lunchtime, temperatures begin to knock on the door of 30. By the time we get you towards tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those temperatures topping out into the lower 30s. By Saturday morning, we're starting out around 22. By Saturday at lunchtime, we're already into the mid-30s. Folks, the cold air that's in control begins to shift towards the south and east. This is when we get in on a warming wind, and really watch how those warm temperatures begin to pop up by the time we get you towards Saturday afternoon, and that will linger into your Sunday afternoon as well. The one thing we will need to pay attention to is this. That's our next troublemaker that comes our direction early next week. So watch the temperatures. By the time we get you towards Saturday afternoon, we'll see those temperatures into the low 40s. The same can be said for Sunday afternoon, with temperatures that will be into the low 40s. But as we go through the next 6 to 10 days overall, temperatures will remain below average with above normal precipitation. We know what that means around here in the upper Midwest. Here's early next week. This is starting Monday. We start to see a little bit of pink, a little bit of green once again. All modes of precipitation will be on the table, but we are watching that next chance for accumulating snow that could last a couple days around here in the upper Midwest. Still, there are plenty of model differences there, plenty of questions to answer, but in the meantime, other than the weekend warm-up, the next focus of impactful weather is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, early next week. Temperatures will be in the 20s to follow.
So hopefully the below zero temperatures are done for the season.
We don't have any in the forecast, I can tell you that.
And it's good news.
Yes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Next to noon, Wendy Bell from the Dane County Humane Society is here to introduce us to the pet of the week. We'll meet Hopper. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You wouldn't go to Stanton, would you, Fergus? You don't think that Stanton's glasses are more beautiful than mine, do you?
I am going to ask you one last time.
At Stanton Optical, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
Now, we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it. A record on job creation. A doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
When being sick isn't as bad as
not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion.
And angst and anxiety. When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Another reason East Madison Toyota customers love our eVantage program, the digital buying experience. Everything was online, didn't have to go to the dealership. Great price and financing, they even delivered the car to my house. This is the way car buying should be. It's fast and easy. The eVantage program at the #1 Toyota certified pre-owned dealer in Wisconsin, East Madison Toyota, conveniently located off I-90 and 151.
So, what do you think?
I love it. They look great. They're affordable. Stanton, how do you do it? Oh, nice.
Are those?
Get out!
At Stanton Optical, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
Wendy Bell from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pet of the week. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Who's our buddy here?
This is our buddy, definitely. This is Hopper. And he is a lop-eared rabbit, about 5 years old. He's
it's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
Doesn't have a busted ear.
He doesn't. And so he's just adorable. Look at his eyes.
Yeah.
And he's so curious. He has been trying to explore this morning already and this afternoon. He just enjoys lots of playtime. With other pets, generally these type of lop-eared rabbits like other pets, so they like to interact with them. He was surrendered to us by a family who had small children, so that may be an option as well, to get a family involved in the care and the love of this beautiful rabbit.
And they take some work.
Oh gosh, yeah, just as all pets do. Rabbits need lots of enrichment. They need a place to peruse during the day. They, can be caged, of course, in your home, but they need to be out and playing and interacting with adults.
And they have personalities and
children. Oh, they've got great personalities. Look at him. He's already looking at what's going on. Am I the star?
Am I on TV?
He's the star. Yeah, 1 ear's up. How can you resist this?
Yeah, he is just adorable.
He is great.
5 years old, so he's got some good life left in him.
Oh, yeah, he's got some great life left. In fact, being a little bit older, we tend to say he's a bit more mature than the younger ones, but full life of a rabbit, it can be up to 12 years. So.
I love the face.
Oh,
Toto's is coming up?
It is all about the animals that day. Toto's Gala at Monona Terrace. And so, yeah, we've got
Friday, March 13th?
Yes, it is. It's coming up. Tickets are on sale, going quickly. And we will have puppy greeters there, as well as maybe some reptiles.
Okay. Last week? Oh, Princess.
Oh,
Princess Kitty.
Yeah, and she went home.
Good.
Oh, yeah, she went home right away. As soon as we got back to the shelter, the family took her. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's what we'd like to see. All right, let's get Hopper home here.
Let's get Hopper home.
All right, go to the website, giveshelter.org for a little tongue.
Yeah.
Information on Hopper and all the critters available. 838-0413 is the number to call. Thanks again, Wendy.
Thank you.
Here's Chris, the final check of the forecast.
Hey, we're still seeing sunshine out there today. That will continue, but temperatures are a little bit colder this afternoon. So we'll be seeing those highs right around 18. Pay attention to what happens. By Friday, it's the low 30s. Saturday and Sunday, it's the low 40s, close to 40 on Monday. But then we could see rain going over towards a winter storm early next week.
All right, we'll enjoy the weekend, that's for sure. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Hyman.
While the number themselves are not necessarily alarming, we're still worried about how many teachers resigned from the Madison School District last year, and especially the most oft-stated reasons for the resignations. Turnover in a high-stress business like teaching is to be expected and maybe to some degree desirable. Teachers today know what they're getting into, which makes their passion and dedication all the more admirable. But there's no question many of us are adding to the stressful conditions in many of our schools, and even more importantly, we don't do enough to support teachers and respect and honor the profession. Some of that's the responsibility of school administrators and policies, but a lot of it involves unrealistic expectations and unreasonable demands. We think answers include good principles, shared governance, and better pay and benefits. But ultimately, it's how we value teachers and the teaching profession and our commitment to conditions that encourage the best to stay and teach.